found my phone. I was gonna say I'm gonna have to restart this because I'm taking way too long to find my phone. I'm just staring at nothing.
Randy's calling you.
So, hello, beautiful people. What's going on? Let's get YouTube going. I cannot see what you're saying. So you guys please read the description. Can you hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay, first of all. Because that's important. It's very important. So let me know if it's distant or if it's perfect or like whatever. Just tell me what I need to know. And if you can hear me okay though, read the description. Very important you do that. It is new. There are new packages you can get for readings. And it's really exciting. I'm really excited about these packages because it gives you a lot of options. Whereas before it was like, okay, donate or whatever, but now it's like you have options, you know, about what you want to do, and free is one of them. So it's fun. It's good. You know, if you guys don't have a specific question, that's fine. You can get a general reading and we'll just go over like what's generally happening for you. If you do have a specific question, read the description. It kind of levels it out for you, and it's really clear and really easy to understand. So check that out for me, please, so that you kind of understand what's going on here tonight. And let me just get you up on here so I can see what you're saying. So let's get this show on the road, you guys. Alright. Of course I did, Pinky. Not gonna keep it if I didn't do your reading. Of course not. Okay. I'm good. How are you guys? I'm great, actually. I hope you guys are great, too. Hey. Okay, so I see some of you guys have personal questions you want to ask, and I'm glad you do. That's awesome. Go ahead and read the description because there's a certain way I'm going to do this now. So I'll break it down for you, but please read the description so you understand. It has all of the information right there, and it's really easy to kind of understand when you're looking at it. But first of all, there's free readings, which will be general readings. You know, just looking at kind of what's the energy around you right now and what's important for you to know right now, obviously, according to the cards. And just know that whatever the cards think, are important for you to know right now. It could be different from what you think you want to talk about or what you are thinking about, and so don't expect me to just know what you are thinking about, because I'm not psychic, okay? I read tarot cards. So there is a difference, and I'm not going to know what you're wanting to talk about unless you ask the question. So if you do have a specific question, then go ahead and ask me the question. But you're going to have to use one of the other two packages for a reading, okay? So it won't be free, but if you do want to take advantage of the free readings, then you can get a general, and we can look into that for you. If you do have a specific question, though, look at the two other packages below the free ones, because the first one, it's called personal readings, because it's going to be, a personal reading, your own question. It's very specific to you. And I allow one follow-up question after you get a full tarot reading, and you also get an oracle reading. So with that one. And then the next one is the bonus. So it's going to be, the same as the personal readings, but it's also including a karma cards reading. So it's really cool. I like these new packages. Let me know if you like this idea. And we're going to try it tonight. So let me know what you guys think about it. Let's see. Oh, I do not have Cashapp on this phone. I just got a new phone, so I'm kind of like behind. I just really wanted to get on here, and it's already kind of late anyway, so I was like not prepared, but I'm gonna have to get my other phone. Hang on just a sec. Because I've got all the goods on this phone, so. Yes, I did. Okay. You wanted a general reading? Because you can ask a specific question if you'd like, since you donated. But for free, we do general readings. But if you'd like a general reading, of course, I can give that to you, Becca. So just let me know if you have a specific question you want to ask. Becca? Because if not, then, we can do a general, definitely. It's no problem. Okay. So let's look at a general for Becca. General. What's going on generally around her right now? We need to know right now for her. What do we need to know right now for her? Oh. Okay, something coming in very quickly for you. Something, like, nothing can stop this thing. I don't know if it's you or someone else. It could be an air sign person, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And so let's see what this is talking about. Oh! That's why I call this the Slinky deck, because it's like so slippery and it's crazy, but alright. So you could have a Sag person in your life. If not, we're talking about harmony, peace, and trying to like bring things together and make things more harmonious and just very, things, you want things to flow, you want things to go well. So basically, harmony, serenity, peace in your life. This is what you're looking for, and this is what's coming in. And, but it seems like after a time of either financial difficulty or just security was difficult to attain for some reason. It probably had something to do with healing, like you needed to heal a little bit, and you needed to kind of like sit with yourself for a little bit, and maybe you were kind of avoiding that, trying to work really hard and maybe avoid some like serious emotions that you needed to like feel and process. And so you kind of ran into a, you got stuck for a second, I feel like, and that's because you can't just keep pushing when you have all this like shit in your head that you need to go over, so you weren't doing that. I feel like that's something that kind of came to a head and you had to deal with it. So your financial situation could be getting better really soon, and you should have a fair amount of support in your life right now. I mean, before I don't think you felt necessarily that you did, but now it should be kind of getting better in that regard. But, that's only really if you have done that work. Like, if you have actually tried to process these emotions that you have that you didn't process before or struggling to process, then I would say, you know, it's getting better. But if you have not, then I would say that's what you need for it to get better, okay? So you feel what I'm saying? Very straightforward there. Very straightforward. Tell me what else she needs to know. Waiting for love. Cancer person. This could also be talking, oh, and I have Capricorn here too, which are opposite signs. Capricorn and Cancer are opposite signs. And so you could be dealing with these two signs, but you're probably more likely to be dealing with, you know, this whole idea of like pushing forward versus something that you shouldn't be pushing forward towards because it's very unhealthy or toxic for you. You just know like it's bad for you, but it's still very exciting and it's still very passionate and it's still very like consuming, you know. It takes up a lot of time and energy because it's so, you know, like it's so bad for you, but you just feel good with it around, you know. It's like something that you just, you know, isn't good for you, but you're still gonna go for it anyway, and you're still, you know, there because it feels very good. I would say this probably has to do with the love situation. It seems like you're kind of waiting around for someone or for some kind of like situation to develop because you see all the opportunity and all the potential that there is there with the Ace of Cups. There's definitely potential there. There's definitely you know, this cup overflowing with water. So it's like, yeah, you definitely, you know, you're seeing something there. Are they seeing something? I mean, maybe not. Either way, I feel like this could be something that's kind of bad for you just because it's kind of like the push and pull, or like they're not giving you everything that, you know, you are giving. And they're not making you feel secure in the situation, and you're just feeling kind of like you're chasing a person, or you're chasing an idea, or you're chasing something that is just not, you can't ever have it, you know, and it's just very toxic, but it feels good, you know. So it's just kind of that confusing thing where it's like, you know, it's bad for you, but you're still going for it anyway. And it could be something that you're waiting around for. Maybe this is an ex, or maybe this is somebody that you haven't really ever had anything with, like that was serious, and it was just kind of always this way, but you're hoping for it to be something. Or maybe they made you feel like it was going to be something, and then they just never really made it anything, and so you're just kind of waiting there. And it's not a good idea to wait there very long, because, you know, you're wasting your life, of course. And if someone's keeping you waiting, it's kind of like that's the answer that you are waiting for, is that they're not making a move. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, and it caused tension with you and a lot of different people. I mean, it wasn't just you and this person. It was like more than one person. There was tension, and there was probably arguments that were stupid, you know, that were, you kind of like, maybe you were defensive about them, or you kind of stuck up for them when somebody was telling you like, this is not good for you or something, for example. And so, you know, this caused kind of a big tower moment for you. Maybe this is kind of what you're going through now, or maybe this is what you went through with, you know, the emotions there that needed to be processed before. That could be what that's talking about. Like, you kind of went through this whole thing where everything came and crashed, and you just had to kind of like look at things in a realistic way and change the way you were going about things, you know, because nothing was working anymore and nothing was happy anymore. I feel like it's kind of a common thing that would happen. Okay, so you kind of just had to get real with yourself about something. Not that it's too common, not that, like, you know, to invalidate how you're feeling and your experience of it, but I'm just saying, like, it's not like you're nuts or something. It's like, you just kind of felt like this is what you had to do because it wasn't getting you anywhere. So, let's see. Tell me what she needs to know right now about her future. How is she growing? What does she not understand that you think that is important for her to recognize and remind herself of? Okay. It seems like you were left out in the cold here, you were abandoned, or you feel like neglected in some way. But here it's showing that a new beginning is on the horizon, right? As they say. But what's cool about it is instead of you being left, it's kind of like you're leaving. And I don't mean a person specifically, I just mean like after this feeling like this way and feeling like you're kind of like left and not good enough maybe, or like something just, somebody leaves you or somebody abandons you or somebody just doesn't give you the time of day or something, and just makes you feel kind of like lonely or like you're not good enough, right? And this is you kind of stepping out of that and saying, look, I'm going to have a new beginning. I'm going to have a new start. I'm not going to worry about the past. I'm not going to worry about anything that's happened, back then. Like, this is kind of a new you, and it's kind of giving you a chance here to say, look, I just want to have a good time, and I just want to get out there, and I just want to experience life in something different. Like, I don't want this to affect me forever, and I don't want it to affect me right now, so I'm going to go off and I'm going to do something else, and I'm going to do something fun and exciting and adventurous, and most importantly, I'm not going to worry about the past. I'm just going to kind of, like, go on and experience life and have new experiences. And this is you kind of having to, like, really get serious about, even though you're having fun here with the Fool, you're also having to kind of, like, find yourself, it's a big moment for you, because it's, like, it could be life-changing. I mean, you could ignore this, but I feel like it's a good idea, of course, to definitely try to just experience it as it comes, and try to find yourself, you know what I mean? Like, try to listen to how you actually feel instead of ignoring it, and instead of pushing it to the side, because it is important. And this is for you to find out, like, what you really want in life, instead of, like, what other people want, for example, or instead of, just following something that you feel is expected of you. It's kind of, like, about you finding what really means something to you and what your values are, okay? So, it's a big moment for you, very emotional. And it's not an easy time, but it is liberating if you can get to the other side. So let's get a little bit more here for you, Becca. Sorry about that. Got people calling off the hook tonight, right when I want to go live. It's not even my phone, but of course. Okay. So we have Judgment here. We have the Devil again. And yeah, it is something about the past. You could be tempted to, maybe you're thinking a lot about the past, or there's just a lot of memories, there's nostalgia, there's, and you're being called to use your better judgment here. It's like, yeah, these toxic things, these temptations are going to come back in and try to sway you or try to, like, seem appealing, but really it's just not a good idea. I mean, you already know this. So it's kind of just a challenge. It's kind of like a test, it's kind of like something that could be a Capricorn person as well with the Devil here. But I think more it's just about, like, temptations, bad habits, bad people, bad toxic situations, or, maybe even substances. I mean, it could be addictions with the Devil there. It could just be anything that's very, pulls you in and kind of has you, almost like an addiction. So it's just really important for you to keep your boundaries and to, keep your environment and your atmosphere positive. And keep busy, but don't avoid how you feel, most importantly, because that's how you kind of, like, veer off into these unhealthy patterns and these unhealthy things, trying to cope with everything that you can't cope with on your own. So try to just face your emotions as much as you can, because this is, like, a new time for you, that you should be able to do that a little bit more, or at least, it seems like that's what is, like, the cards are trying to say. This is a time in your life that's kind of what's trying to happen. Of course, we have free will, so we don't have to do that. We can definitely keep avoiding ourselves, but it's not a good idea. It doesn't get us anywhere. So let's do a chakra wisdom for you. Chakra wisdom for Becca. Sorry. Chakra wisdom for Becca. Tell me what she needs to know. What's her message here? Oh my goodness. Okay. Both of these came out. It's kind of exactly what we're talking about, right? Trickery and passion. Trickery and passion. Alright, so it's not what you think. It's actually really cool. Let's look at this. trickery is a green chakra. And it says, notice here that there may be manipulation because of a fear of being rejected or abandoned or neglected or left in the dust. Remember 5 of Cups there. I'm sorry, not 5 of Cups. What was it? Totally blanking right now. Just a sec. Forget what card it is. Go away. Go away. I don't want to talk to you right now. Yeah, go. Go. Kind of busy. Go, baby. I don't want to talk. Here. It's okay. Like, did I drop it? Totally forget which card I'm talking about, but one of those cards in there. No, but you know the one that the two were walking and one of them looked, you know, they're being left out in the cold and everything. That whole thing I was talking about. That's, you know, kind of what we're talking about here. I am blinking on the card right now, but so yeah, notice that there may be a manipulation. There may be manipulation because of a fear of being rejected. There is no evil intent, only a deep desire to be loved. That's important. This card may also indicate that you should practice asking for your true heart's desire rather than fearing someone else's resentment. So remember what I was saying, it's like you're going to be going into this time when you need to be really serious about what your values are, what you feel, and having boundaries. And that also includes being able to say what you feel and what you need, you know, for somebody to, you know, because they can't read your mind. And so that's a very, I feel like, common thing that people do, you know, they like try to have people read their minds because they don't want to like impose on somebody or make them feel bad or make them like mad or be rejected. But it's important because it's like you're never going to be happy if you're not telling people what you need or what you're wanting, you know. And so it's just kind of like a thing we do to ourselves that does not work very well. So trickery is an orange chakra. And it's this way. I'm sorry, that was trickery. Passion. It says this card indicates creative focus and an ability to ignite the passion necessary to manifest what you desire. The power of amber is that focused emotion can create anything, for it brings the gift of emotional discipline. So it's kind of like whatever passion you're looking for. Like you had passion probably with this devil character person, or like whatever the addiction or the thing that was pulling you in was, or the thing that was just really like negative for you, but it felt very good. It was like there was passion there, but it was like you don't need that kind of passion. That's like, you don't need the toxic side of it too. You need just the good. So, I mean, you can provide that to yourself and you can do that for yourself. You can create that in your own life. You don't need like other people to provide that to you. You don't need this like toxic situation to provide that to you and to be that little part that's passionate and just this other part that's fucking up your whole life, you know? That's unnecessary. So that's important for you to, you said liberation is all you want, and it's kind of interesting because I feel like this reading is kind of telling you that it's putting the power back in your own hands, which is ideal, right? That's what we want. And even though that's scary and that's a lot of responsibility, it's also very liberating, you know? It's also very, it's a big responsibility, but it's also, there's freedom, you know, with it, because you can kind of do whatever you want to do. So good luck to you, Becca. I think you're going to be fine, you know? If liberation is what you want, you definitely have the opportunity to go and get that, you know, and to live that life for yourself. So try to not avoid your emotions, though, okay? It's going to be important for you at this time to really kind of focus on who you really are and what you really feel, so that you can live a life that's, you know, that you are enjoying more, you know, instead of just like making other people happy. You know what I mean? It's like it's not always about other people. It's kind of about you too. You know, you're one of those people that you need to be focusing on. So please try to do that. Don't avoid yourself. Yes, of course, of course. Thank you. Glad to see you tonight. Why am I looking at the screen like that? Like, if you're looking right here, that's kind of why I got the phone. Because I don't want to be all. So, what are you guys saying? Let's see. Splashy Splash? Are you still here? Hi, Samuel. Hi. Hi, Nick, Smiley, Mystical Tarot. You guys go and subscribe to their channel, Nick Smiley Mystical Tarot. Right there in the chat, you can see her right there. She has her own channel, so go and check her out. Spread that love, go and subscribe, go and like, go and check her out. She's doing readings now, so let's do that. Let's do that for her. Let's be supportive of her. Okay, hi, Bernadette. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, you guys, so if you're new here or if you're returning, just read the description, please, because there is new information there now. Just today for the first time, putting it out there. So check that out and let me know how you feel about it. Let me know if you think it's a good idea, if it's, you know, working okay, if you like that idea. I have a lot more options for you to choose from for readings this time, so, you know, and free is one of them. So go ahead and check that out. I offer a lot of different things in the different, you know, packages, so, you know, I want to see what you guys think of it. Okay, Splashy Splash, yeah. Okay, so in general, let's see. What does Splashy Splash need to know here today? What do we need to know for Splashy Splash? Splashy Splash, I like that name, nice. Splashy Splash. What does Splashy Splash need to know? What does Splashy Splash need to know today? Oh. You're taking on too much work, Splashy Splash. I think you're doing the work for everyone else, and it's very exhausting. It gets to a point where you're just kind of tired and exhausted, but you're gonna keep doing it anyway, which is unhealthy as fuck for your health. But there is some kind of a new beginning here possible for you. What is this about? Oh, another thing that the Empress could mean is pregnancy. So be careful with that. If you're not wanting that, then definitely be very careful with that. But if you are wanting that, then congratulations. It's not necessarily that you're pregnant for sure, it's just that it could be. The Empress definitely does mean that at times, so I can't disregard that. You know, I can't just act like it's not there, so I'm letting you know. My back is freaking killing me. Okay. I feel like you're thinking that, you know, people are against you or people are not on your side about something. Like, you just cannot get your point across enough and people are not hearing you. I don't think that people are against you, so if you're thinking that, or if you start to think that in the future, whatever this is, you know, referring to, don't think that if you can. I mean, I think it's all in your head, really. I think it's really just, you know, people not maybe agreeing with you, but it doesn't mean that they're against you. It doesn't mean that they want anything bad for you. And you have a new opportunity here to kind of create some more stability in your life that maybe you didn't have or you haven't had for a long time. Like, this is an opportunity for you to kind of, like, start fresh, start new, start from the bottom and keep going up. You know, this is like a, practical period for you, a period that you, like maybe a new project is starting, or you have this idea for like long-term stability and security. You're like starting from the bottom right now, and that's a good thing, you know, you're focused on this. But you're also at a standstill. I feel like maybe you don't know what way to like begin or how to start exactly. Like there's a lot of different ideas being thrown out there, and you're just kind of confused as to what the best option would be. And so I just think, you know, don't be afraid to kind of like go outside the box and do something that isn't necessarily common or expected, or the norm, you know. Be willing to take chances there, because with this guy here, you know, talking about defending yourself, I think it's important that you're trying to get your point across instead of keeping yourself quiet and just feeling misunderstood and just feeling like you have these ideas burning up inside of you that you want to try out. You know you can do it, but it's like you just don't have the support you feel like you need to do it. But it's like, don't let that stop you, because this Empress here too could be talking about a new beginning in that regard. Like, this is a new beginning. This is a time for you to, instead of doing all the work for everyone else and doing everything yourself, maybe instead of working harder, you can work smarter. And you can kind of take this leap of faith on yourself. You know, you're doing everything anyway. So you might as well just start going and doing what you actually want to do. You know, actually try these ideas out that you have. I feel like you're not on the wrong track here. I mean, you're on the right track. You're taking care of a lot of things right now, so it's like what people think you might think is important, but really, like, they're not taking care of what they need to take care of, so what do they really know? I mean, you're taking care of everything, so it's like whatever responsibilities, whatever you're like taking care of, it's like you can do this yourself, like you always do. So I mean, you might as well just try out your own ideas, because you're probably right. You're probably, you know, you would know what it takes anyway. So I think that you should try it out, and you should give yourself that try, or that chance, to see if it works the way you want it to work, instead of just the way everyone wants it to work and they're not even trying. You know what I mean? Like something to that effect, something along those lines could be going on for you. And I just think if you have other ideas, like you have things you want to do but you don't exactly have the support you need, or you feel that you need, you should just go for it anyway, because I feel like you're right in this situation. Yeah, so if you feel like there's certain things that you just want to do differently, I mean, just go ahead and try them out. There could be spying of some sort, like you could be spying on somebody, or someone could be like trying to get information on you, and that could be because maybe they're jealous, or maybe they're just, you know, a hater or something. We do have someone not being very committed to this idea. So maybe it's you not being very committed to the idea. You would know, like, first of all, we do have the Empress, so it could be something that is different for you. Like, maybe you're not going to be doing this. Maybe this is something that's not like you, and this is the first time you're going to not be committed to something. Maybe you're very committed to things, you follow through all the time, and this time it's like you're just not going to follow through. Or it could be the opposite, which means like you never really follow through, and this time you're going to follow through. It could also be representing somebody else who's not following through, somebody else who's not really committed to any idea. Like if you have a partner that you're doing this with, you know, romantic or not, you have some kind of a, you know, a friend or a person that you're doing, like you're making ideas with, creating ideas and actually starting this project, or, you know, this new path, this new way of constructing your future. And your security, then it could be that this person's not very committed. It could be a Sag person, Sagittarius. It could also just represent that, you know, the peace and harmony between you guys is going to be short-lived. Like, it could seem like it's very great right now, but it may not stay that way for whatever reason. I feel like the person that you're dealing with, if it is a person, it's talking about, you know, this person's just kind of very flaky, and they're very good at maybe talking. I don't think they're necessarily fake, but they're just not very, like, they don't follow through. Like, they get bored easily. It kind of reminds me of like Gemini or something. Or Sag. I mean, they just get bored kind of easily, and they'll be on to the next thing. You know, it's like hard to keep them in one place for very long, so it could be something like that. And if we're not talking about a person, I feel like we're talking about you, and we're talking about, you know, you not being very committed to some idea, or maybe to some plan that you have. Just doesn't seem interesting after a while, and you're kind of like very passionate about it at first, but then it kind of dies down, and you're like, okay, I'm not feeling it anymore. This could be talking about, you know, you and your higher self. Like, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, and you're kind of going, okay, how am I aligning with myself? Is this me? Again, you are having, you know, this is a new chance for you to kind of do something different, so it doesn't have to mean that it looks the same as it always does, you know? Like, it could be completely different than you're used to, and that doesn't mean that it's wrong. You know, if it's not going well, maybe it's a lesson you need to learn about how to do things differently next time. I mean, you don't really know until you like fail, right, and know what not to do next time. So if you do feel that way, don't take it as a failure. Take it as like, okay, check that off the list, you know, check that off the list and try this again. And it could also be talking about another person. So if you are considering, like, you would know because you'd be working with another person trying to, like, do something different, like have a different idea about how to take on all of these things. And if you are strictly working with yourself, like no one wants to help out, no one's even offering, no one's at all involved, just you, then this is you looking at yourself and kind of having some trouble with it. I feel like, you know, this is different than something you've done before, so you're kind of questioning, should I do it? You don't feel like you have that support. But again, remember, you don't have that support right now, so it's like you don't really need that support to keep going. You don't need to please anybody because you're already kind of like trying to do that and it's not satisfying for you. So I mean, why would you keep doing that? You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're working for other people and not getting anything out of it, it feels like. In the judgment cards here, because it's asking you to use your better judgment, do you need to collaborate with people and you know, exchange ideas with other people? Because that's what this Three of Pentacles is all about. Exchanging ideas with people. And, you know, cooperating and collaborating with them. So it's like, use your better judgment. It's either saying, do you really need other people to do this? Or it's saying, could you use another person to kind of like work with and, you know, go off of back and forth and figure out like what's the best thing for you to do, and maybe you'd feel better that way. But if you don't have that person around you, then don't let that stop you. You know, I think you can really create something for yourself here that could be more satisfying than the situation you have now, you know? So don't be afraid just because you don't feel like you have the people on your side about it. It's like, you know, not everyone's going to have that all the time. They can come up with some really good idea and then be like, show it to the world, and then everyone loves it or hates it. But I mean, I think you are taking care of anything. You're taking care of everything anyway, so I don't really think it's much of a risk that you would go your own way trying to figure out some new way of doing things, you know? It could be a really good idea for you to do that and just to jump into that. Like, I think I do awesome by myself. I don't need any help. Okay, so vitamin C? I don't know where it went. Okay. So hi, Bria. Hi, Taylor. I'm great. Oh, we have two Taylors. Hi, Tanya. How are you guys doing? I haven't seen you in a while. It's been a long time. Okay. I don't know who's here now. I don't know if the same people are here. I'm kind of looking back up here. But yes, if you guys want to ask a specific question, then go ahead and look in the description because I have these different ideas for you. I have different packages, reading packages, like the title says of this video, you know. Oh, what?